Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the indices, GBTC. I'm going to go over some stuff. I'm going to show you guys some like pattern recognition type stuff that I'm looking at and going a little bit more depth into the indices to show you guys one of the reasons why I'm bullish overall and using the indices. So the deal is that just looking at the videos on YouTube, that most people are bearish on the S&P 500, Dow, all those indices. And of course, if 2008 style crash, getting all their data, putting it together, showing here you go, we got a problem going on. And they could be right. There's always that possibility they could be right, but I think there's some data points just going over and looking at everything that I don't think they're going to be right. Okay. I just think it's a struggle to get out of where they are right here. But here's GBTC. One of the reasons why I'm bullish on Bitcoin is that you have a lot of different areas, ways you can go with this. But this whole structure right here, in my opinion, is another impulsive structure that it's going through. And I'm looking at something like this with this 5-wave structure. To be semi, bullish on it, that would be the third wave. Actually, third wave target's like somewhere up there around 22, a fourth, and then a fifth. If you're really, really bullish, this could be 1, 2. This will be 1, 2, and then it'll go off. Okay. Completing this whole wave sequence. If you come over here, GBTC did something similar, 1, 2, and then made another 1, 2, and then it was off. It could be doing something similar over here, guys. And then you look at the overall picture on the weekly, is that these are my price targets. Already hit everything, my depth target, and then, my correction target, and then that target, and now it's already in that target. Having an inverse head and shoulders, and these targets for just a bounce. But if it's completely bullish, I'm expecting this to get back up into here, guys, like the $50 range. Okay. And you have a good shot of that's happening. Here's the pattern. This is a legitimate pattern. I've gone over this before. The third wave up there, and then it's coming back up to do that pattern. Okay. Just like so. There's other assets that do that too. Litecoin is an example of that. Litecoin, in my opinion, last correction went through, reset the whole cycle. I think Litecoin's going up like $400, guys. You have a good shot of that. But I wanted to go over these the indices. So, and show you some things. There's just looking at the S&P 500, it's definitely uncertainty big time. But most of the market is saying that, here's this wave, this is a connector, and it's going to come back down. It has to do something of this nature. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back down to here. I don't think so, guys. I'm going to go over. So now here's the NASDAQ. Okay, here's the NASDAQ. Let me put on a daily chart. I'll show you guys something. Okay, here's the deal with the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ itself, it's in a precarious situation, right? So you got a wave here, back down, up, and they came back and back tested this out of here. Now, if the NASDAQ was up here, you could get a 5-wave structure out of that, and then it's coming out to form a bottom. The other thing is, too, that's interesting about the NASDAQ is if you take a look at this whole area, it's kind of like basoning out. Now, you can't deny that this is a good signal right there. Just that what it's doing right there, guys. And the reason why I'm a little bit more bullish is because if you go through the NDQ, which is the US 100 index, I was looking at this, and it broke the high right there. Okay, so on this indice, if you take the S&P 500, it made the same type of move, right? On the S&P 500, and I watched the other tubers are here going, this is a 5-wave impulse, and it's coming up, and it's going to slam down. Well, this one is telling you it didn't. It broke that high. So this on this indice, this was, as I suspected, was a 3-wave move, just like this. It was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a flat, and then that back down for a 5, and then it went back up and cleared that high. And you have a good shot on this one that this is a 5-wave swing. Okay. On the NDX, NASDAQ 100, it's the same pattern, guys, and that actually broke that high. So the tech stocks are pretty bullish. Now, I'm not saying that, if this is the end of the deal right here on these, this is NASDAQ 100 futures. This is the same thing. They could come back down and have another correction. Okay, here's the Qs. I'm looking at the Qs. you know, um, back down, okay, broke it, didn't even back test it, got out of there. You do have 5-way potential, 3-way back up into a third back down here, touch that top area right there and got out of there. So, and you have divergence. So you have kind of the same pattern. And then also here too, you have your type of basing out. So you could put probably something that wave pattern on there. I'm not going to get to it right now. I don't know where it is off the top of my head, but you could have some correction down to this and then, it could get off or something like that, guys. So I just want to put that together because if you're looking solely at the S&P 500, and then you're looking at maybe the SPY, which is the proxy of the S&P 500, and looking at the other indices, you could really come to a conclusion that it's absolutely bearish. But I don't think so. Here's the Dow Jones Industrial, guys. And then this whole wave pattern that it's made to me is a corrective structure coming down. It's not going to be doing a dump, in my opinion. And the evidence you have is it's all the way down here in the RSI on the daily. And I want to go over this and show you that, in my opinion, is that now if it breaks that low, it could come down or it could come back down and test that trend again. But this is that long-term trend. They came down resistance and then came here, tested it, and then it tested it again, came back and tested and got out of there. But this is a 3-wave move and then a 3-wave move. And then to me, it's a 3-wave move. So it's WXY. Could be completed there. It might come swing back around and do something else here with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this area. But this to me is that's the correction for it. So pretty much that's why I'm bullish. And then you have the IWM, which is the proxy of the Russell 2000, is the ones in question where you can make a definite argument of what is it doing right here. It has a 5-wave swing right here. Okay. Putting it all together, but you can't rule out that did it do a flat like here, A, B, C. Is it doing a flat? And then it's getting out of there. That's the whole issue with that one. That one's definitely questionable right there. But the other ones on the tech stocks, everything, if you look at the overall picture of what's going on, it just seems like to me that, it's in the process of going through everything with the macro environment and the scares and I guess you could say this is a panic. This is probably, look back on this 5 years from now, it's going to be the banking panic. Not the banking crash, the banking panic, because everybody's panicking, guys, putting their money in the money market funds, getting everything out of the bank. And it just seems to me reasonable that this whole process is sussing itself out through everything that's going on with the Fed and macro environment, and it's getting out of there. So where does that leave us with Bitcoin? Okay. So it's the same thing with Bitcoin, guys. It makes sense to me. A lot of people are saying, that this is the top. I disagree with that. The big problem they have is with this right here, guys, in the daily RSI coming all the way back down there. That's the long-term trend that I have on Bitcoin. And, some people make fun of that, but the reality of it is that boom, boom, came back through here, touched it, and it whizzed right out of there, guys. So you really have a good shot. This whole area right here, that was the 5th wave, and it came back down, corrected it, and then it's off. So the trajectory for Bitcoin is up and to the right until it proves otherwise. Just because of this data right here, guys, is what I'm looking at. This data is suggesting to me that this is a wave 1 of a 3, a wave 1 of a 3. And if that's the case, going back out to a 3-month chart, let me go to the BLX so you guys can see the whole thing. A 3-month chart for Bitcoin is that if that's the case, this is a 3-month candle, guys, is that it's going up. It's going up like to these areas more than likely, guys, somewhere near all-time highs. I don't think, it just doesn't seem reasonable that it's going to go up. Here, I'll show you on the chart. Back out to a daily chart. I'll show you on this chart. Just pulling fibs, right? You pull some fib targets, and you're going to be looking at this as the wave 1, and that's the 2, and it's going to hit logarithmic Fibonacci levels. 1.618 is the end of that third wave target, and then into this area 1.618 to 2.618. So you have a good shot that Bitcoin is going up for a fifth wave, guys. You just take the Fibonacci levels. You don't think it can hit those levels. You can see if I pull this and I call this a wave 1, just like so, you can see that third wave hit 1.618 and then came back around. This fifth wave hit 2.618 and then came back around. I'll tag there, and now it's off. It's very difficult just based on these fib numbers to say that that's a fifth wave. Could it be? It could, but that's 3.618 all the way up there, guys. And you can see, let me go, I'll show you, it's an easier chart to do it on, is the futures chart. The futures chart right here, guys. I'll show you something. So you could take that wave and say that's a wave 1, and here's your wave 2, just like so. So you can see a wave 1 back down for 2. Here's the third wave, okay? The fifth of the third right here came back around, and there's the fifth wave, 2.618, all the way back down here. This on the futures went down to 19,690, and now it's ripping out of there. So to me, just looking at this, this is too much for that fifth wave, guys. So then you take a look at here on the futures. If you're looking at something like this, you have a good shot. Say it's a wave 1, and it did come all the way back down here for a wave 2. And just looking at it on the futures, that one hit 1.618, 2.618, all the way up to that fifth wave. Here you go, 1.618, 2.0, 2.6, and right up there, $70,000. That can be in play, guys. You can't rule that out. So just with this wave structure, and then looking at it, come back over here onto a weekly chart. I'll show you guys something that's going over Bitcoin, is that this is 1, 2. This whole thing's a 3, extended third wave back down for this 4, and it's come back up for a 5. Kind of like this, possibly, guys. Can the numbers get higher? Yes, they could. But that's a realistic deal right there, that it could just FOMO up into that wave like that, guys. So I want to put that together for you. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm bullish on this. It's the Bitcoin has to really start making some moves to start giving some bearish signals, guys, and it's not. So I was looking at Bitcoin here on a let me go to a 4-hour chart. I'll show you in this area. No, wait a second. I wasn't looking at Bitcoin. I was looking at Ethereum. It's actually looking at Ethereum, guys, in this area right here on a 4-hour chart. And I think that what it did is it made a flat. So you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, went up for that fifth wave, given that divergence. And here's a 3 wave, and this is a 5-wave move, in my opinion. And this is a flat. And that's really giving a good signal, since it went sideways, that it's correcting it. As you can see in the RSI, correcting the cycle, and it might be going up. Ethereum could go up for another 3-wave move. So you have 3, 3, and then it could come back down like this, guys. So, so it'd be like a 3-wave move, a 3-wave move. Here's your 5 for a flat. So that whole thing's a 3, and then back up for another 3, like so. And then it could come back down like over here, like this, okay? Coming back to this previous 4th wave target. And by the time it's all done, this thing could be like that, telling you that it's going to be bullish. So that's what I mean by bullish signals that I'm looking at right now, because it's going sideways, correcting it. That's more bullish than it is bearish for the time being, guys. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.